Here's what I do with FSBO deals. And obviously we get more FSBO deals than we do MLS deals. And that's why we get better deals. They're cheaper because we're dealing directly with a seller. Pretty much nobody else knows they're even for sale, sometimes not even the seller. And they're not in the MLS where the whole world can go see them. So first we have to generate leads, and that in itself is you got plenty of choices, and you got to decide which of those you want to use after you get the information on them. Once we generate leads, we have our virtual assistants call them and fill out property information sheet that tells us what we need to know about the house, got all the facts about it, and also tells us if the seller's even interested in terms or not, because many of your leads are going to be terms deals and many of them are going to be cash deals. Some of them could be both, actually. So we generate the leads. The VAs call them. The VAs send us the PI sheet. And then if it's a cash deal, we call the seller and get an agreement on the price. And if we agree, then we send them a contract. And then we do the same thing. Once we get it under contract, we go down our checklist. First thing you do is check the title. And then we're going to get a contractor bid. And that's after we get a home inspection. We'll get to that. And then we okay the bid. And then if we're going to renovate it because we paid cash, we just list it and wait for the offer. So here, write this down. If I pay cash for the house, I'm going to sell the house for cash. If I buy it on terms, I'm going to sell it on terms. In my case, I'm going to put a lease option tenant buyer in it. So I do both. You can't even do a marketing campaign without getting both coming at you. So if all you're looking for is junkers, you're going to waste all those beautiful terms deals, which are actually way more valuable to you and pay you years to come instead of just getting one check. And there's no taxes to pay until actually you sell it. And then if you do it right, you never pay taxes then. So there's money and then there's wealth. All right. Learn the whole business, which I'll teach you if you let me. All right. Your listed deals now. You can't buy properties out of the MLS without dealing with realtors. All right. So, that's a kind of a whole course in itself, how to deal with realtors, what to do and what not to do. But you're looking for realtors that are accustomed to dealing with these junkers. Okay. There are realtors that deal with owner occupants and, only sell beautiful houses and beautiful neighborhoods and ride people around and show them the houses and do all that stuff. And then there are realtors that deal with a lot of these junkers because there's a lot of them on the market and of all types. And I would prefer one that's had some experience working with the junkers because I don't have to change their mindset. They're already educated on what's going on in the business. They know what a junker can look like after it's done and so forth, and are used to that. Of course, my sister is used to that, but you won't have any trouble finding a realtor. In fact, maybe the easiest way to find them is to actually find some houses that are ugly, with a realtor sign in front. Now you found one, okay? I'm going to get to that in a minute because there's really only two ways to find a realtor. Either you find the house first and back into the realtor, or you find the realtor first and then back into the house like I just showed you, okay? I just showed you the easiest way there is to get MLS deals. But when you're out in the field, or your people are out in the field, they're going to be finding houses with realtor signs in front of them, and that's okay. They're prospects as well, as long as they're ugly. If they're not ugly, they're a waste of time. And at least that realtor is one you might want to get you to set up on this automatic system. Now remember, the realtor that set you up on this system is also the realtor that you're making offers to. All right. All your offers go to that realtor, and it's done by email. Okay. If I want to offer one, I just email my sister, offer blank and $1,000 deposit, 30 days to close, blah, blah, blah. And she takes it from there. The realtors do all the work. I just do the thinking part of it. So I want to take a screenshot of that. You can find the house first, or you can find the realtor first. Now, once you find the realtors that deal with his junk, now you've got an ongoing relationship if you handle it right, and they'll be sending you the junk. And sometimes even before it even gets in the system, therefore it's before you'll even get it on your phone or your computer. Now, by the way, these are not all bank-owned properties. In fact, most of them nowadays are not bank-owned properties. It used to be that's pretty much what they were, but times have changed. A lot of investors list their house in there. I don't even know why, because they list them below, way below retail, but some of them are not in bad shape at all. And why don't they just sell them retail? I don't get it. I mean, why should I lower the price if the house is in good shape? I actually don't. I raise the price and put owner occupants in it and let the realtors get them alone. Okay. I just showed you the search criteria right on my phone, but there it is. I pick my area. I don't really pick my area. I pick my price range, which picks my area. Let me say that again. I want houses listed below 150. So that picks my area right there. If I'm looking in the MLS, I like houses on time on the market, and I'll use that for a search criteria. The longer they've been on the market, the uglier they are, the better chance I got to get them at a price I want to pay. And the spread is what really determines it. Remember, I was showing you, usually the spread is not big enough in the MLS, so I just whack them. But when I find some that I think the spreads are big enough, then we'll move forward with it. Doesn't mean I get them all. And by the way, I don't offer their asking price either, but I don't offer much less than their asking price as long as it meets the formulas that we're going to get to here in a little bit. All right. You might want to take a screenshot of that so you'll have it. Again, I use minimum 1,000, 3-bedroom minimum, low-end areas. Now, look, there are deals in all price ranges of houses, but if you live in an area where the median price is $500,000, your numbers are going to change, and because you're paying more. It's going to cost you more to rehab it, most likely, but your profit's got to be bigger as well. But still, you want to be in what you call the low-end areas where you live. Start with your median. You can get your median off of Google. Hey, Google, what's the median price house in Jacksonville, Florida? And that's what you start with. And then you really need to be way below that. Remember, I'm asking it to send me houses that are listed below 150. Okay, not that are is below 150, or I wouldn't be doing any deal. I'd be doing all garbage. I like houses that are less than 60 years old, but I got to tell you, I bought quite a few of them that are more. I mean, think about it right now. That puts them back only about in the 60s. So you can buy houses a little older than that, but I do not want 100-year-old houses. They are a money pit for whoever renovates them. So, and then I'm going to show you the Mayo formula. That's maximum allowable offer here in a minute, but I'm going to tell you right now, I won't come anywhere near Mayo, and I'll show you that. All right, single-family houses. If you want to buy multi-family houses, you're in the rental business. You're not in the flipping business. And they're going to be in rental or retail areas, but they're still going to be in the low end. And the asking price, nowhere near Mayo, well below Mayo. And they got to be ugly. If they're not ugly, you're wasting your time. Okay. If they're not ugly, people will pay too much money for them, including owner occupants. So remember, ugly, the big 4-letter word, pretty critical in the rehab or the wholesaling business. That's ugly. Can you imagine? That's a real house a student sent me. I wish I remember which student quite a while ago, but look at that, man. Was he a smoker or what? He's got a short lifespan, don't he? I mean, you think he'd get a trash can. I mean, how hard is throw stuff in a trash can so let it pile up like that? But this is the way some people live. I'm telling you, I've been in houses that are worse than this, to be honest with you. Look at that computer down there. It's stained yellow from cigarette smoke. Yes, people do live like that. In fact, we just cleaned out one that was even worse than that we bought. But you got to be able to see through that. Okay, again, it's a dumpster, a big dumpster, a couple of guys, day, done. It's all cleaned out. Not a big deal. Of course, a dumpster today, when I rent a 40-yard dumpster, costs $700 to dump it. So then, nothing to sneeze at, but still, that's not a big major item. Got down low. Can't emphasize it enough. 20% below the medium at least. All right, let's see if I did that. The medium, let's call it 290. 20%, that's about 60. So that'd be 230. And that's about what I sell them at. A lot of my houses sell between 200 and 250 here in Jacksonville. Now, trust me, that's not exactly the best areas. It's not exactly where you'd probably want to live, but there's a lot of people that would love to live there. And that's where the market is. The market is down low. A lot of it, largely maybe because the people that buy these houses, I mean, they're working people. They make a living. They got jobs, but they're buying what they can afford. And even more today, when your interest rates are 7%, people have got to buy a lower priced house. This is where the deals are, and this is where your buyers are. Always has been since 1982 when I started. So if you try to go buy houses that you like, that you'd want to live in, you're going to have a tough road finding one that will allow you to make enough profit in it. I'm not saying they're not out there, but they're the exception. They're absolutely not the rule. Get down low. In fact, if you'd want to live in it, you're way too high.